What if I told you there's a way to win or lose money in under 60 seconds? Binary options promise quick profits, but what lies beneath? Imagine being able to predict whether an asset's price will rise or fall. Sounds easy, right? That's the idea behind binary options, all or nothing, black or white. But the truth behind these trades is darker than it seems. Many people believe it's a shortcut to financial freedom. However, most don't understand the real risk they're facing. You're not investing in an asset, you're betting against time and the market. A simple decision can bring big profits or drain you completely. Platforms lure you with promises of speed and simplicity. But those promises often hide a structure built for you to lose. When you enter the binary world, you step into a statistical game. And in that game, the odds are almost never in your favor. It's not about investing, it's about guessing under intense psychological pressure. Every click becomes a mix of anxiety, thrill, and hope. Adrenaline turns addictive and confuses reason with impulsivity. Have you wondered why so many platforms invest so heavily in ads? Because the churn rate of losing users is extremely high. They always need fresh money from new players. Beginner traders are the top target for these platforms. Many fall for the illusion of doubling their money in seconds. But in reality, they're just feeding the system. Again and again, the same mistakes repeat among novices. And when they lose everything, no one returns what they risked. Does a system where only one side always wins sound fair? While you're betting, they're collecting commissions and hidden spreads. Even if you lose, they keep profiting from every trade. That turns these platforms into real digital casinos. But the trading disguise gives them a look of legitimacy and seriousness. Binary options aren't new, but they've evolved to seem harmless. Many people don't realize there's no real backing behind their decisions. You're not buying stocks or participating in the actual market. You're just betting against a clock that never stops. And that clock, driven by algorithms, usually favors them. If you think it's a form of investment, you're fooling yourself. Real investing requires analysis, strategy, and risk control. Here, there's no time for that, only a ticking clock making the call. Each trade becomes a roulette disguised as technical analysis. You can see charts, indicators, news, but it all boils down to yes or no, and that extreme simplification can be extremely dangerous. Many professional traders reject these platforms for their nature. Not out of elitism, but because they understand the manipulation. Platforms can adjust prices in fractions of a second. And that fraction is enough to make you lose a trade. They control the environment, you can only react. It's like playing a video game where the creator can change the rules. The rules are made for you to lose in the long run. Even if you win a few times, the odds catch up eventually. Then the cycle repeats. You lose, reload, try again. It's a cycle designed to drain every cent from your account. And the hardest part is, you believe you're in control. That illusion of control is the system's strongest trap. You think you're improving, understanding, sharpening your strategy. But in reality, you're spinning on a carousel that never stops. Every turn you take enriches them, even as you lose more. Is it worth risking so much for such a slim possibility? Over time, thousands have lost fortunes thinking they were smarter than the system. Confidence turns into arrogance, and then into despair. Binary options don't reward intelligence, they reward luck. And when luck runs out, the system shows no mercy. What's most alarming is how many people start without knowing what they face. They just watch videos, hear success stories, and dive in unprepared. Many influencers promote these platforms without showing the consequences. They earn commissions for every new user they refer. And while you're betting, they profit from your losses. That business model is deeply unfair and unbalanced. The marketing behind binaries is carefully designed to dazzle you. They promise freedom, independence, and fast cash. But they don't tell you how many end up in debt, stress, and frustration. Some lose savings, loans, even mortgages. And when they seek help, it's already too late. There's no strong bank or regulator backing them. Many of these platforms operate in gray zones, with no real oversight. And when they vanish, no one takes responsibility for the losses. Then the cycle starts again with a new name, new website, same system. The face changes, but the operation stays the same. And the worst part is, it keeps claiming new victims. Every day, thousands of people join looking for a chance. But find a trap disguised as opportunity. Getting in is easy, getting out without scars is hard. That's why it's vital to educate yourself before handing over your money. And above all, before handing your trust to an unfair system. Because the damage isn't always just financial. It also affects self-esteem, motivation, and mental health. Getting out costs more than you can imagine. And while you recover, the system already has others ready to bet. The wheel keeps turning, with new names and new faces. True financial freedom isn't built in seconds. It requires time, discipline, patience, and education. Binary options deny all of that with empty promises. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Fast money often comes with painful losses. You don't need luck, you need strategy. And the best strategy is avoiding traps disguised as opportunities. There are more solid paths, even if they take longer. Because real success isn't measured by one lucky bet. It's measured by informed and consistent decisions over time. Those who truly master finance don't need to gamble it all on one guess. They prefer control, analysis, calculated risk. Binary options eliminate all of that in favor of speed. And in that rush, they pull you away from financial intelligence. They train you to think in seconds, not in years. But lasting wealth is built with long-term vision. And that vision only comes from study and self-control. It's not about never taking risks, it's about being smart about them. Emotion shouldn't guide your financial choices. But in binaries, emotion controls everything. That's the hidden danger few see at first. Emotion is volatile, intense, unstable. And when mixed with money, it can be destructive. So before opening an account, stop and think. Are you investing or gambling under the illusion of investing? That difference can shape the course of your financial life. And if you don't see it now, you might see it after losing everything. But by then, the lesson will cost far more than you imagined. Knowledge can't be bought with quick clicks, it's built through experience. And real experience doesn't come from short-term betting. Don't confuse movement with progress or speed with wisdom. Every financial decision must have a solid, rational base. In binaries, that base is stripped away to give a false sense of power. But true power lies in knowing when not to enter. The best trade is sometimes the one you don't make. Because not everything that shines in finance is gold. And often, the shiny things are just cleverly disguised traps. Stay away from platforms that promise instant results. Because real results demand time and constant effort. Look to learn about real investments, not digital betting. Financial education is the most valuable asset you can have. It protects you, guides you, and frees you from deception. You don't need to rush, you need to understand. The market is complex, and you deserve to truly know it. Don't settle for the superficial or the easy way out. Binary options are like fireworks, bright and short-lived. After the light, only smoke and the silence of loss remain. Invest in your knowledge, not in platforms that profit from your ignorance. Shift from shortcut thinking to foundation building. Because the money that truly transforms comes from wise decisions. And those decisions aren't made on impulse or in 60 seconds. Remove from your financial life everything that leads to gambling and addiction. Freedom isn't played, it's built with responsibility. And for that, you need to pause, study, and choose wisely. Your financial future is worth more than a quick bet. Don't let others play with your effort and hope. Choose to think, analyze, and move forward with firm steps. That's where your true transformation with money begins. And that transformation can change your life entirely. On your financial journey, you'll find many empty promises. Binary options are just one of many. But perhaps one of the most dangerous due to their appeal. They promise accessibility, speed, and absolute simplicity. But behind them hides a design focused on making you lose. It's no coincidence so many fall into the same pattern. They start with curiosity, continue with hope, and end in frustration. The story repeats with different names and similar numbers. And even though some win short term, the system always recovers. Sooner or later, the winnings vanish and the balance drops. Those controlling the platforms know how to keep you inside. They offer bonuses, refunds, even personal coaching. But all with one goal: keep you trading non-stop. Because while you think you're advancing, they keep earning. And when you have nothing left to invest, they vanish. There's no real support, no responsibility, no legal backing. That's why every time you hear about binary options, pause. Analyze who truly profits from that offer. Ask how regulated that platform really is. And above all, ask yourself if you want to build or gamble. Because those two things never move in the same direction. One is the path of knowledge, the other of illusion. And illusions don't build wealth, they only imitate it briefly. Always choose what lasts, even if it's not the fastest. Because what comes fast, goes fast. And what comes with strength stays, grows, and multiplies. The choice is yours, but the consequences are unavoidable. Make your money work intelligently, not by chance. Your freedom isn't in binary options, it's in knowledge. Your success doesn't depend on guessing the market, but on understanding it. And understanding comes from study, not from betting. Every decision you make with your money creates a direction. And if that direction is guided by emotion, you'll get lost. But if you guide it with knowledge, you'll go much further. Money can be a great ally or a silent enemy. It all depends on how you use it, understand it, and respect it. Binary options invite you to disrespect the value of effort. They make you believe you don't need preparation to win. But money doesn't reward haste, it rewards consistency. And there's no consistency in pressing a button mindlessly. A wealth mindset is built with deep reflection. And above all, with the humility to say, "This isn't for me." Being smart isn't risking it all, it's knowing when to stop. The success stories you see online don't show the hidden failure. And that failure is often collective and silent. You can break that cycle if you choose to get informed and think. Don't follow the crowd rushing toward the fire thinking it's gold. Stop, observe, learn, and choose with clarity. Real money isn't made through luck, it's made with strategy. And you deserve to build a future where decisions matter. Every step you take should lead you to control, not chaos. Binary options offer only chaos disguised as simplicity. And that disguise has fooled thousands who now regret it. You still have time to choose a different path. One where financial education is your guide and shield. Where you understand risks before handing over your money. And where patience becomes your best tool. Because money built with patience doesn't fall easily. And you can start building it today. You just need to say no to the immediate and yes to the intelligent. Subscribe to learn how to change your mind and your money to build wealth.